Happy Friday, traders. Welcome to the last stream of the week. And of course, you've been paying attention because this week has been brutal for price action. Bears fully in control, both on the timeline and on the charts. Today, we had the largest liquidation event on Bitcoin since the FTX collapse. Don't quote me on that because I haven't checked the on chain metrics, but I saw it on Twitter and I believe everything that Twitter says. So that's the title of today's video. And also, it's worth considering or asking yourself, are sellers getting exhausted? Maybe they're not exhausted right now, but there's definitely some argument building to that side, although this looks like completely lost market structure, and we broke down from this range, this important support and resistance from 2021, the first top. Probably a lot of people just quit the last couple of days and left the space for good. But look what price been doing today, chat. This is really interesting because we're still within this descending channel, so it hasn't broken down yet on this descending channel at least. And look at the wick that's leading to the downside here. Just a massive wick absorption of the selling, and maybe you will be closing the daily time frame above the range. So there's a saying on technical analysis that false breakdowns have consequences. Look at this. Look at what happened here when you had a breakdown, then an immediate recovery. You just have a run up into 70K. So that's worth entertaining, although price action has been really bad. But maybe this could turn into an opportunity because you're recovering the range as for now going into a weekend. So who knows what will happen on the weekend, but maybe worth entertaining the recovery of this range, this immense shade or wick that this daily candle is leaving. Hopefully the candle was green. That would be even better. And also you're having maybe a confirmation low here at the RSI. If we start carving out a bottom here, you will be on a bullish divergence territory at range lows. Plus, you would also, if you start trending a little bit higher or chopping, at least not nuking, you will start losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and also potentially starting to somewhat develop bullish divergence also on the histogram. So just on an optimistic side, but because if you go to the seller's argument, it just broke down from this three important support and resistance areas and from the 200. So you have a lot of resistance above. Maybe all of these previous supports may act as resistance. So you have a lot of overhead potential selling points or inflection points that you didn't have above here. When you were trading just 2 weeks ago, you had clear skies above. When you were at 69, 70K, and even at 65K, you just had like pretty much clear skies for going into a run. And now any strength that you can see, the market's going to be guessing if it's just a bounce or if it's real buying. So it's as for now, trends bearish on the daily time frame. Just did the lowest price action since February 27th, so a lower low on the chart. Also after lower highs, so market structure is bearish. Sellers are deep in control, but we're going to entertain the idea of maybe an exhaustion on selling. Just not because I want price to go up. I mean, I would like that a lot, but basically because of the high time frame candles that we put in on last Sunday. If you remember, I'm gonna head into a clean chart. Granted, all of those candles look worse now, but if you go to the monthly, the close was pretty good. Just a bullish back test to this former all-time high. 2 month also look great, a bullish engulfing candle that you're now invalidating as for now. 3-month also look good, just a bullish back test into this previous highest 3-month close. And the 6-month was the best one of all, where you had this 3 white soldiers pattern on BTC, which is the same pattern that we did in 2016 after the bear market here. You'll see we downtrended, found a bottom, bullish engulfing, and a 3 white soldiers closing into the highest 6-month close ever. So the next year was pretty bullish, and it's exactly what you had here. You found a bottom, bullish engulfing candle, and then 3 white soldiers into the highest 6-month close in history. So that's why I'm willing to entertain any kind of bullish scenario, even on what's going on here, because you also lost this kind of structure here. We talked about this. That horizontal range there, you had a breakdown. So just on a sketchy level here, if you're long, I wouldn't say to cut your losses or your backs right now, but to be really careful on what we do next. If we come into another lower high, then potentially we're going to go test 52K or 48K from history here. This levels from here. Maybe you get a reaction here at 52K, and then potentially a 48K. That will be your next bidding zones, most likely. But if you start to see some strength and you get a proper weekly close, maybe this was just a liquidation event that just flushed all the remaining leverage and just some needed sell-off. And also with confluence to the high time frame monthly closes on Sunday, I like what the stock market's been doing. All-time highs for SPX today, all-time highs for NASDAQ, for the Magnificent Seven stocks. They just been carrying the indices. So it's hard for me to just flip entirely bullish even after what happened today. So I'm not going to deny sellers are deep in control of this market. We just lost market structure on this horizontal narrative, but on the diagonal narrative on this ascending channel, looks like we're going to close above, chat. So maybe a failed breakdown. Who knows? We'll know within the weekend. And I've been pretty vocal about the strength that we saw on USDT dominance, and I'm gonna cover this pattern, this chart too. This is Bitcoin against the SPX, and we said that maybe this was front running the dollar. It very well could still be. It already had a breakdown from the diagonal, from the descending channel, which is still holding on the USD pair. So it's also starting to leave a lot of wick to the downside, and you still have that bullish divergence here, which could turn into another bullish divergence if you actually start to get some strength here, both on the RSI and on the MACD histogram, because you have a lower low on price and potentially a higher low on the RSI. And just know that you're deeply on oversold territory at the 25-point level on the RSI, and you usually don't spend that much time at around these levels. Last time it happened was in August of 2023, and the previous one was in November 2022, which was the FTX implosion. So maybe if you're going into such deep oversold territory at around these levels, it could turn into something. But don't trust me on that. I guess this still has a 20% target from the breakout line due to that 3 falling peaks classic distribution, which is around here. But that target is just a measure move. It could get underperform or overshot, and we know that the pattern had a throwback, and Bulkowski said that patterns which have a throwback like this one here tend to underperform. So maybe this is just the performance of the three falling peaks. We'll know. But as for now, BTC going on the time frame for the lowest daily candle close since February 27, building negative momentum once again. So yeah, it's bad. And USDT dominance, just like the inverse situation to BTC, more or less. We talked yesterday about this flip here. This resistance to support flip wasn't good at all. And look at the spring that we had after we had that back test. So you're also leaving an immense wick on USDT dominance and coming really close to range highs here. So we talked about these areas here being overbought and this areas here being oversold if you're just trading the range. So if you get back down inside of the channel, I would think that's massive on the daily time frame. Granted, you still have the 200 that will work as support once again, but it will mean that the market might get some relief for a week or so. So that's worth entertaining. But as for now, going for the highest daily candle close since February 9, printing strong positive momentum once again, and the RSI it's at the 74 level, so quite overbought and on extreme bullish conditions up there. And we haven't had this kind of overbought on USDT dominance since August 2023 also. So make I don't know, just take this with a grain of salt. But this is definitely better than closing above here or even at the middle here. The fact that you gave back most of the selling at trading hours today on the stock market, maybe it meant that you had some inflows from the ETFs, and maybe that this is starting to get overbought on the USDT dominance and oversold on BTC. Yeah, let's go to USDT. I mean, to Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance going for the highest daily candle close since June 23rd. We talked about this potential three falling peaks, but we underestimated the pattern since you couldn't come into the breakout line down here and started putting maybe a higher low, which now looks like an inverse head and shoulders. So, and you can tell that anytime that Bitcoin has been trending down, Bitcoin dominance has been having an uptick. So I'm hoping that maybe this reverses to a downside, which could mean that BTC is finding its footing and that the sellings may be done. Or otherwise, if it continues to trend higher, just means that a Bitcoin's outpacing altcoins on the recovery. But anyway, this just looks somewhat bullish here. And if we go to a target, a measure move from the neckline to the head is a 4.15% move. So let's imagine that you break down within the weekend. I mean, you have a breakout within the weekend or next week. 4.15% would take you to the highest levels of all of this uptrend that Bitcoin dominance has been on, and way past the 50% resistance here, inflection point that we came close in mid-April. So who knows if that actually plays out like that. But as for now, Bitcoin started trending up. I mean, Bitcoin dominance started trending up and putting this inverse head and shoulders that we talked about. It is now confirmed and actually having the play out. Just when Bitcoin was having its flush, you had this uptick on Bitcoin dominance. So Ethereum underperforming Bitcoin today. because it's down 2.23% as for now. Also had a big capitulation event the last few weeks. It's oversold now at the 26 level, 26 points on the RSI, and building more negative momentum on the MACD histogram, and putting the lowest low on price, taking out this lows, or maybe it's an equal low on Coinbase. I think it took out some lows on Binance, but did it? Yeah, it did. So the lowest price action on Ethereum since February 18, about to put in the lowest daily candle close since May 16. Yikes. Let's take a look at ETH BTC. What's been doing? So it's down 1.7%, currently losing the 200, and this starts to look more and more like a lower high here. If you wanted to confirm this as a double top, you would need a daily candle close. 1 minute. Okay, you would need a daily candle close below this level here. If you put in a daily candle close below the low from June 13, then you get a double top confirmed on ETH to Bitcoin. And we talked about the significance here of the exact level is 5,622 sats, which comes from 2017, big inflection point, and you need price to get above that level in order to get excited for Bitcoin and ETH BTC. For now, this could turn just into another pathetic lower high, sadly. And you know the importance on ETH BTC for altcoins, that if you want altcoin season, you need ETH BTC trending higher. So that's not great. Maybe when the ETF goes live, you get somewhat of an impulse, but honestly, I think the Ethereum ETF is gonna be beta to the Bitcoin ETF. I don't think that if Bitcoin ETF is not getting any kind of inflow, that the Ethereum ETF is gonna get inflows on itself. I just think that the ETH ETF is gonna trade like a beta to Bitcoin. Maybe if Bitcoin gets some inflows on the ETF, then Ethereum might get somewhat of more inflows and whatnot, like a leverage play on the ETF flows. But I don't think it's going to decouple. I've never seen it happen, like Bitcoin trending lower and I don't know, going into lower prices and Ethereum just holding and going into higher prices. I wouldn't have a bet on that. DXY, this is good. Lower high than this high, and a lower high than this high. So just chopping around, going for the lowest daily candle close since June 12th. And maybe you get another attempt here at this neckline here of this head and shoulders that we looked at that you couldn't break and had this massive massive impulse from. After you couldn't have that breakdown, you would expect this to break down. And you would expect to have this kind of price action, but to the downside. I guess when you were not able to have that breakdown, you just had the reflexivity to the upside. But it's good that you're not taking this high and not this high, because otherwise it could start to look like an uptrend. So it's pretty wild to see DXY dumping like this and Bitcoin dumping as well. It should be the opposite. I don't even want to imagine what happens if DXY gets into an uptrend, what Bitcoin's going to do at current market conditions. It will be really bad. Also, if the SPX gets to a pullback, I don't want to think what Bitcoin does on a SPX pullback. Because look at this bear. The Burgess just didn't matter at all, going into all-time highs, highest daily candle close ever. Nasdaq also same thing. Just didn't care about this bearish divergence. That not one bit. Maybe on the third attempt you get somewhat of a pullback, but it can be way higher from here. So immaculate strength on the stock market. I just been following the largest stocks, so I don't know if the mid caps are getting somewhat of a bit right now, because it was mostly the pretty large stocks, the top 7, top 10 stocks that were getting that kind of bit. But pretty interesting seeing this decoupling from BTC doing this, and stocks doing the opposite. Yeah. This would be just awesome if this turns out to be a lower high regarding this high, and you push down any time within the next months, because this is quite a short squeeze here, quite a liquidation to the shorts on USDT dominance. It's not like it has shorts, but just a lot of people going into stables, maybe most likely forcedly. They forced them into stables by liquidations on future contracts. I'm not sure if this was spot driven. They had all this FUD about Germany selling coins. I don't know if they actually sold. They were moving coins into exchanges, then I think moving them back. Then some waffling came in today about potentially they will start selling OTC now, so they wouldn't impact price. Who knows? Who knows? I just looked at the charts. As for now, I haven't checked that info. So if anyone in the chat knows, let me know. But I just look at the price action going into this daily close. Pretty astonishing after what happened today. I'm gonna go into a lower time frame also, because why not? I want to see what the 4 hours is doing. So that's your 4 hour. No kind of divergence yet. I mean, you do have that somewhat of a divergence on the RSI, but I don't like divergences that have too many candles on the RSI. I just would like to keep it tight, because the RSI uses 14 candles to use the metric, the oscillation. But you just have confluence on the MACD histogram. Let's go to the 5 hour. Sometimes I look into the 5 hour. So also bearish confluence on the MACD, and the bullish divergence on the RSI, possibly 12 hour. So on the 12 hour, you actually have bearish confluence on the RSI and on the MACD histogram. So yeah, Bitcoin's currently up 5.88% from the lows on this massive downtrend. But it's cool to see somewhat of a reaction on both of these wicks here. Jesus Christ. I have to be like the opium dealer on this kind of days, because looks like looks like crap, chat. I just don't like the fact of all of that overhead resistance above us now. You have 57 to 58K, then this mid-range, then 64 to 65K, then 67 to 69K, then the top of the range here, and then 72K before dreaming of price discovery. So it could take us a long time, right? But the game of patience. And now we're gonna head into some altcoins, because some altcoins have been doing some pretty spectacular stuff today. So Solana trading like nothing happened, most likely about to close at 5.22% on the day, using maybe a confirmation low here at range lows. Look at the bottom of this trading range. You're granted you're just trading against the 200 and using it as resistance, but this is turning green on a massive volume candle for the daily. And let's see the histogram still green, so this bullish divergence could still be at play. You're developing bullish divergence on the RSI because this is an equal low here, or even a lower low than this low from here. So it's somewhat interesting. As long as you hold here at around 124, and then here, as long as you stay above 121, I think you're safe on Sol. Otherwise, you're going to like straight 80K. I mean, not 80K, like $80 here. Next technical support. So pretty wild, man, to see Solana strength today. And if you go to Sol BTC, you're recovering the 200, working on a bullish engulfing candle on a massive volume day. And maybe you just don't play out on this hidden bearish divergence that you have here. We talked about this hidden bearish, but you're flipping to strong green momentum on the MACD. Histogram is fighting with it at this very right minute. Just flipped green and then came back to light green. So maybe not hope is lost on Solana. And I've been rumbling about Solana being like a really risk-on index for the market in crypto. So you have this hidden bearish divergence, lost the 200, now recovery, just tapping against resistance here, this critical inflection point from history. So if you're able to reclaim this level here, invalidate this hidden bearish divergence, I think it's going to be a sign of the market wanting risk on crypto itself. Granted, you need Bitcoin to cooperate, but if Bitcoin just starts chopping, maybe starts slowly going higher, and you see the strength on Sol BTC, I'll take that as a good sign. In all honesty, chat, look at that positive green candle coming back. So we'll revisit this at the daily candle close, but just pretty wild to see. And we're going to head into Sol ETH. Look at this, chat. We talked about how bad it looked yesterday, leaving the 200, and now maybe turning into an inverse head and shoulders. It's possible. It's possible. If you don't turn this to become another last point of supply, you do a higher high, then a higher low, then I think Sol ETH is going to start cooking, man. And I really like that fact, not just because of my soul backs, it's just because of the sake of the market. So this is a clear signal from the market about to put in the highest daily candle close. Look at this, chat. Since May 23rd, strong recovery to 200, printing strong positive momentum once again. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I think anytime the market sees somewhat of a bullish argument on Bitcoin, it's just gonna be traduced or translated into Solana having strength and vice versa. But I think it's just what comes first is market showing somewhat of a strength or buying opportunity on Bitcoin, then Solana immediately reflexively reacts to the upside. So maybe there's some kind of sign there, but you have to take all of this into consideration, that basically all of the last 30 minutes that I've been waffling about BTC and its lows and whatever, what we just did, what we're doing now, potentially holding range lows, you're gonna have to take all of that into consideration. And if you think that you want to stay long or add to your longs, I think Solana is showing incredible strength here. And you can also appreciate it on Sol Beta, like WIF. Look at WEF did. Like nothing happened today. Bullish engulfing candle, about to put in the highest daily candle close in July 2nd, printing strong positive momentum once again. My God, no kind of divergence just yet, just confluence, but pretty wild to see. Also on with BTC printing strong positive momentum once again. This bullish divergence may be turning into something real. You just need Bitcoin not to nuke, and this is gonna uptrend. I'm telling you that, chat. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think that the odds and the probabilities are on favor of this asset trending up. All you need is Bitcoin not to go to 48K, basically. Lows in Bitcoin are in, and Sol Beta is gonna cook. Straight up. Look at Bonk. Look what Bonk is doing too. Holding to the 200. Still with positive momentum on the MACD. Bonk BTC looks even better. You just came into a confirmation low possibly here. Look at Bonk BTC. My God. Potentially saving this higher low here, working on a bullish engulfing candle, printing strong positive momentum once again. Jesus. Okay. Jupiter was also doing things today. It's up 2%, almost 2%. Memes got more reflexive, and you did a lower low here, not like somewhat of a confirmation low, but still looks somewhat cool, man. You just have to reclaim this inflection point from here at around 75 cents, currently below. But it's at least not red, you know. Render's red, it's down 2.5%. Ethereum's red, you know. Render going for the lowest price action since February 18, printing negative momentum for the first time since June 28 at the 33 point level on the RSI, so deep within the bearish control zone. I think memes are getting more bidded than AI at this point. Look at this, render BTC. We talked about this formal bearish backtest to 200, not being able to hold this ascending running wedge, about to put in the lowest daily candle close since June 23rd, losing positive momentum. Not the same look like Sol Beta is having today. Pepe had some recovery today also. Look at this. This daily candle looks pretty much quite alike the one on BTC. We talked about this yesterday about going into deeper retracement areas because you couldn't find a bid at the 618. So you came into close of the 786. So it's on deep value territory from low to high. Printing strong negative momentum once again at the 33 point level on the RSI. So the bearish control zone. I don't know what's gonna happen with Pepe. I like way better what WIF's doing here, honestly, and what Bonk's doing, in my honest opinion. This is still downtrending heavily, while Solana and Sol Beta it's putting like equal lows. I'm not saying if we get a market puke, Sol Beta is gonna hold. Granted, it won't. It's probably gonna come down double digits again. But if you get a market bounce, I think Sol Beta is gonna outperform Pepe, and you're building negative momentum once again. Maybe this turns out into a bullish divergence, you know, from this low into whatever this turns out to be the low. But you have this hidden bullish divergence just perform into nothing, into lower lows. So pathetic. They just screwed anyone who bought Pepe up here. I don't know why you would do that though. buying up there, maybe thinking you're going to the moon, or FOMO. Pepe BTC, it's down 0.17%. I think it came to the 618. No, almost. So almost came into 618 retracement. Didn't touch it, but came into a golden ratio. And finding maybe support at the 50% retrace from low to highs. I don't have any RSI here, but building negative momentum once again. So maybe same scenario as with the USD pair. This turns out eventually to be a bullish divergence. Let's check out STX because it's also green on the day. So STX maybe put in a dragonfly doji reversal pattern, single candle at the lowest price action since January 23rd. Jesus Christ. Still on a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. Just made a lower low. Building negative momentum once again at the 32-point level on the RSI. So if you're planning to trade a rebound or a bounce from this puke into whatever, a lower high, or into back into range highs, or whatever you're thinking BTC is gonna do, I would be really picky on which asset I would bet, because I wouldn't bet stocks. Not from what it's doing. Granted, it can go up a little bit, but maybe it turns out to be another lower high, given this excruciating downtrend that's been on for the past 4 months. In order for me to get interested on this asset, I would need to see a high regarding this high and then a higher low. And maybe we start cooking. You're way below the 200. Way below. ENS also it's been doing some good things. Currently up 1% on the day, above the 200. Did the lowest price action since June 18, printing strong negative momentum once again, but it's at the 44-point level on the RSI. It's pretty neutral. It's not on the bearish control zone on the RSI. You did have this deviation above that I don't like that much. But anyway, this could maybe turn into a higher low regarding this low. And the bull trend, the uptrend would be untouched, just high highs and high lows. Perfect. You would just need another attempt of breaking out of $28, and maybe you fly that time. But I'm not a fan of deviations and these reversals at such above critical levels. It could turn into something better for sure, but I would mainly bid something else right now, given what you did there. I think WEF or Bonk might perform better, or even Solana. Solana's up 5% on the day and just had a confirmation low potentially against the bottom of the channel. The only thing about Solana is that you're below the 200. Only thing I would get worried about. Okay, let's look at some other coins. So Layer 0, it's up 26%. I think this is the most reflexive coin that got bought up today after the puke. Look at this, from the low up to now, it's up 42%. Can you stomach this volatility holding 0? I don't know, but going for the highest daily candle close in its history. I don't have any, I do have some data on the RSI at the 55-point level, so whatever. But no data on the MACD. A lot of volume today, so this give you a clue that this is real buy-in here. This was the most reflexive bounce on crypto today, I think. I haven't looked at anything else that did like this. So if any of you guys in the chat know of something that performed better than Layer 0, let me know. CK Sync also green on the day. It's up 2.7%, but it's not even near to what Layer Zero is doing. And we talked about Layers CK Sync is trading like zero beta, I think. Some way of another, but Blast, give me a break. Lowest price action ever, lowest daily candle close ever. Just whatever. RPL, about to go for lowest daily candle close in its history. My God, look at what happened here where you couldn't break the 200. Just went into lower lows immediately after this whole carnage in the market. Pendle just losing the 200, going for the lowest daily candle close since March 23rd, building negative momentum once again. It's at the 27-point level on the R side, so it's on oversold territory, but deep within the bearish control zone. Not any kind of divergence forming, actually convergence on the MACD as for now. Lido holding up pretty well today. It's currently just down 2.41%, but it's building negative momentum on the MACD histogram. And you just took out the slows from here. So you had a potential here. We talked about a potential 3 rising balance accumulation pattern. This was the breakout line, but it just got invalidated. That's for sure, because you put in a lower low regarding the second low here. So no more speculation about that being accumulation. Maybe some guys accumulated, but then they sold when you couldn't break the breakout line. Injective, well, we talked about Injective yesterday. About to go in for the lowest daily candle close since December 8th. Is this accurate? December 9. My God. And the lowest price action since December 7 on Injective today. So you have this whole argument here, this massive bullish cipher, a bullish harmonic plus a type 2 return. And at one point you were above this critical inflection point from 2021, but you were below the 200 and you had 2 bearish formal retests to a 200. So this is just what happens. I mean, granted, you had a huge sell-off on crypto, but there are some assets that are holding up way better. Okay, I'm gonna look into some wild stuff here. So WIF, this is like WIF against Bonk. Maybe put in a confirmation low. You have this bullish divergence here. Maybe WIF is about to outperform Bonk. It's on a downtrend though. Lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. But maybe this is a higher low. We'll see. This is Bonk against Solana. So you're bouncing out of support here above the 200. Maybe you're working on a local here on a low time frame accumulation against Sol. 3 rising valleys, 1 low, second low, third low. I'm not sure because you just took out this low. So yeah, looks good, but not the best. You just need to be above here, this level. Maybe you cook. Yeah, just below it. This is WIF against Solana. Testing the mid-range here. Maybe as resistance. Once again, you're in a downtrend. But you have this bullish divergence here and building negative positive momentum once again on the MACD histogram. Maybe put in a confirmation low here, double bottom. Who knows? Do we have somewhat of a, let's see here. I'm gonna check if we have somewhat of an harmonic. Not sure. Could be. I'm gonna have to check my book here. This would need to be an 886, so maybe it's not perfect. It's not perfect whatsoever, but some decent structure there to speculate. This will go to an 886. 886 would put you right away almost here at resistance, so interesting nonetheless. This is Jupiter against Sol. Almost had a breakout here from this descending wedge, but couldn't. This is whiff against Pepe, starting to look better here. Bullish divergence may playing out. Positive green bars on the MACD continue to print. About just did the highest daily candle close on whiff against Pepe since June 10. So maybe you see whiff outperforming. So outperforming Pepe here for some time. This is on a bear trend, but maybe you have somewhat of a reversal. There's a whiff against Jupiter, also staying within this range. You almost had a breakdown today. Look at that bullish pin bar here. My God. Almost perfect. Printing strong positive momentum once again. Whiff looks really good here against Solana, against Pepe, against Bonk, against Jupiter, against BTC, against USD. We're going to go check how BTC closed. Daily candle just closed here, so are we going to get hype or not? Damn, we closed just below the range here, so this could have been above the range and would have been better, but I'll take this. I'll take this huge amount of wick here to the downside, and USDT dominance also close green and above the range here, but maybe you take this as an inverted, like a bearish pin bar or bearish hammer. It's way better when it's red, and on this case if it's green. But if you want to stay optimistic, you need to take what the market's giving. Otherwise, if this had closed like way below here, I would be maybe thinking that the market selling is going to continue. So maybe you get somewhat of a relief within next week. I don't know. They could do anything on the weekend. They could just start filling this wick here, whatever. So you just closed against resistance here of the 57K, $449. Yeah. Let's take a look at some more altcoins. I want to go into, let's look at what Total did. So Total also left a big wick to the downside, but had the lowest daily candle close. Since February 26, building negative momentum once again, and deeply oversold at the 26 level in the RSI. So it's either gonna be somewhat of a puke that hasn't finished, or a market reversal and maybe come test the 200 and see if we get a bearish retest to it, or a reclaim. That's what I've been thinking. My God, this looks awful. If you look at this structure here, we were above here and we're saying maybe this looks really bad. It's potentially maybe going to teleport down. And that's what it did. Good thing is that you close above the 2 trillion here level. Just a psychological number, but below the 200. All right, let's look at what Tia did today, just because of fun and giggles. So also left a big wick to the downside. Tia is at the 24-point level on the RSI, so it's deeply oversold. Look at the downtrend this effing coin has been on. My God, sellers and shorters of this coin have been eating for the past 4 months plus. Take a look at XRP, because why not? Jesus Christ. So also left a big wick to the downside, but closed above 42 cents. Big inflection point from history. You'll see here. So it's good that you found some buying there. BNB above the 200 still, surprisingly. Did the lowest daily candle close since March 9. Building negative momentum once again on the MACD histogram, and at the 26-point level on the RSI, so it's deeply oversold. Jesus. The market instantly selling on the fresh daily candle open. What else? Let's look at Ondo. So we're talking about the bouncing ball here pattern that it was going to probably give out, and it did. You had a breakdown from $1.10, which resulted ultimately in a breakdown from this channel, just like we talked with Eddie live on stream. I think it was on, which day was it? On Wednesday. We're talking about this. And Eddie thought that it was going to break down from the range and then maybe have a big mean reversion rally into resistance of the range. So we'll have to wait some time for that. So look at all this diminishing negative momentum on the MACD histogram, about to finish, and then boom, new negative momentum on the MACD histogram came out. You just had the highest momentum on the MACD histogram since June 23rd on today's candle close. Today it opened like that, but it can change, can move around. You're at the 36-point level on the RSI, so on the bearish control zone. And maybe this trend could turn into another higher low, and this will be untouched. You have higher highs and higher lows on this trend. This is incredible. Looks even better than Pepe for now. Pepe is like down here. So hype in the chat for Ondo, I guess, for now. ETHFI, complete death, lowest daily candle close ever. Pendle at the lowest daily candle close since March 24, building negative momentum once again at around the 27-point level on the RSI, so oversold and deeply within the bearish control zone. Just lost the 200 moving average for the first time in its history, because before you didn't have enough data in order for the 200 to exist. And lost the $3.84 level here, this inflection point from May 24th. And you just, as for today, confirm this double top here technically, because you have a daily candle close below the lowest price action of the double top. So yikes. Okay, we're going to take a look at Link, because why not? Link did the lowest daily candle close since November 5th of last year. My God. Jesus, you just lost $13 also. And you're starting to confirm this head and shoulders massive pattern here. Look at this. It's like head and shoulders inception, because you have a head and shoulders here on this structure, and then this big head with these two shoulders on each side, just having that breakdown yesterday on that daily candle close, and today catching some follow through. And just because why not? Oh my god, we're gonna measure technical move target from this head and shoulders is a 43% downside from the neckline. So that will give you link at $7.31, retracing this entire pump into this low. If this was to play out technically like it's measured on books. Yeah. How fun. Okay, say this has to be, yeah, so oversold. This is a 25-point level on the RSI. I think it's the most oversold it's ever been. No, it's not. As oversold as on mid-April as here, but you're on way lower prices now, building negative momentum once again. And did the lowest daily candle close on, say, since December 17. So 7-month lows, almost 7-month lows for, say, network. OXO, lowest daily candle close since February 16, building negative momentum once again. All of these coins are so oversold, man. Like, this is an exception. Caspa, you have this bearish divergence on the MACD histogram, printing negative momentum for the first time. I mean, it got confirmed yesterday, but you had follow through today. And it's holding up pretty well. Lowest daily candle close on Caspa since June 24th. So that's not bad. And having a bearish divergence, especially eating all of this puke. So Caspa looks amazing. This could just turn into another lower high, and you have this untouched bullish structure here. Maybe I can draw something here. Let's see. Okay. Something like that. Just have deviations both to the upside and to the downside. Yeah. It's more confluent with the mid-range here. So staying just hovering at the mid-range on Caspa as for now. ENA. My God. Every airdrop from the past 8 months to 6 months just look like this, with the exception of layer 0, I think. I don't know any other airdrop coin that doesn't look like this. Lowest daily candle close ever, lowest price action since TGE. Trading at 38 cents after you were trading at $1.50 in April. What are we talking about, chat? Not even 3 months ago, you're on a 74% drawdown from all-time highs. What bull market? I mean, not on this coin. Not on a lot of the coins we've been watching. And this is like Ethereum beta, you know? The only stuff that it's basically hold has been some new coins like Caspa, maybe Ondo, and some memes and Solana beta, like Pepe has been holding on. As for now, Solana itself with What else? Look at Ethereum. Ethereum retraced the entirety of the ETF announcement pump in like 2 months or less. This is pretty wild. Not gonna lie. Well, already it had a crazy run up, so that could have been expected. Manta airdropped, nuked. Dimension airdropped, nuked. Celestia, I think it was also an airdrop. You had a crazy run up, like a 10x from the lows, but then nuke. Caspa holding up, nice. Say, I don't know if it was an airdrop or not. Nuked. Wonder what these memes did. Yeah, cooked. SPX 6,900 looks better than Harry Potter's or Sonic Obama Inu. Maybe this turns into a higher low and continue the uptrend. You do have 3 rising bodies here on the weekly. And the weekly is untouched as for now. This is your breakout line here that would confirm this pattern and just propel this asset into price discovery. If that happens, that will be the measured target move for this potential 3 rising bodies. Okay, I've been going for about an hour. Does anyone in the chat want me to look at any coin, any requests? I think this is your time to speak right now. Otherwise, I'm going to start my weekend after this crazy week, man. We were expecting volatility on Bitcoin, not just to the downside. Like everyone was like, "Oh, this range is so boring. We need to leave this range. We've been on this range for 4 months plus." Mark is like, "Oh, you want to leave the range? Okay, cool. I'm gonna nuke you like 20% in just 2 weeks." 25% since June 7, less than a month. Dude, for the past month, BTC has been down only. I want to check the moon phase because the moon phase did not save us at all. All the moon phase enjoyers and whatever. And the whole solstice thing, coping thing that, my God, man. Jesus, this was the new moon downtrended. I mean, this was the full moon. Now we're in a new moon, which is usually a downtrend. Hopefully it turns out to be a reversal. Downtrend, reversal. Just in this case, downtrend. Just continuation. Downtrend. Chop. Continuation. Chop. Massive liquidation. Who cares? I don't. It's for now. All right. I'll be back on Monday. I'll give you guys an update on what BTC did during the weekend. If we continue to nuke, maybe I'll go live within the weekend. Who knows? Hopefully, you don't hear from me until Monday. It'll probably be a good thing. So y'all be safe. Enjoy your weekend. Don't precipitate into any trading. Weekends tend to be really illiquid, especially Saturdays are the most illiquid days of the week. So who knows what this thing will do. All right. See you guys on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.